Hello, I'm Pete Campbell. That's my company, Circus Entertainment, and I crack whips. I'm no whip maker, but you've got to maintain your whips. So this is another one of the short series of whip maintenance videos. And what we have here is a very nice paracord nylon bull whip. I was very lucky a number of years ago to get a pair from Adam Winrich. Similar sort of design, paracord, twisted fall, and you end up with a fall at the end of it. Now it doesn't have a traditional fall knot. This is an integral part, almost like a signal whip, of the actual whip itself. So when the end of the fall starts to wear, and they will wear, you're faced with this terrible problem of, oh my goodness, I've ruined the whip, because the fall is not as long as it should be, and it doesn't crack as well as it should be. How do I replace the fall when it's an integral part of it? Oh, ignore that. That's just a little repair I did, if you see the other videos. And it's a lot easier and a lot less scary than you actually think. What you need is another piece of nylon paracord, in this case. Here is a bit. And you need to strip the interior out. Actually, if you just cut it nice and square and fiddle about with it, you'll probably see the interior a lot easier. And those are them. And traditionally I think it's 7. That's right. Oh, no, that's probably 7 of these strands, which gives it its integral strength. Pull it out. There you go. So you've got a piece. You don't need that. Makes great sewing thread, by the way, if you're into that sort of thing. You've got a nice piece of flat sleeve, if you like, and you just want to lightly seal the end of it using the lighter, which is conveniently not to hand. Here, don't burn it, keep it nice and light, and just make sure before you actually squeeze it together you lick your fingers. That'll just stop it burning, and make sure you don't actually stick to the melted nylon, because that's what you've got there, and this stuff burns, so be careful about that. So you've now got a nice thin bit of paracord, and we might as well seal off that end as well while we're at it. It's not going to be the full length of the whip, but again, just poof, give it a touch. Marvellous. There's the fall that we think has gone a little too long. Actually, I'd probably continue using this whip for a little bit longer, but for the sake of demonstration, I'll show you how you do it. How do you attach a new bit of that to this? Okay, and I've tried all sorts of things, you know, tie a knot and away you go. Well, that might work as well, but this was actually showed to me by Adam Winrich, and it is just beautifully simple. You do tie them together, as simple as this. All you do is tie this one to that one with a simple overhand knot. There, a simple overhand knot. As I've explained before, I'm not the most nimble-fingered person, and you want to make it as flat and as smooth a knot as you possibly can, with as little of that showing through as you can as well. But it'll get there. You can actually make something. I'm not too happy about the way that's turned over, so I might have another go at this. You want it as smooth as you can. There, you can tie that on this. Now whether it goes this way or that way, I can never remember. How much of a difference it makes, I don't know. Keep tying it until it looks as smooth and as small as you possibly can. But what you want to do is to make sure that that end is pointing this way. Okay, not that way, this way. That seems to make a difference in keeping it on. And then pull it tight. So, that's tied onto there. Yes? Fairly crude, fairly simple. Then you tie this to that one. Huh? So, again, with the end sealed, tie a knot. You may need to pull it out. It's the important thing about keeping if you don't leave enough of this original fall to be able to tie a knot on the end of it, you're a bit beggared, I've got to be honest. So keep an eye on your whips and don't leave this until too late. But we've got enough of this to be able to tie a simple knot on it. You come through there, you little tinker. So, and then try and slide these knots so they're as small as possible and as smooth as possible. I've got one end and I'm pulling that end. You know how it goes. You fiddle with it basically. Give it a twist, give it a pull, give it a twist, give it a pull, give it a twist, give it a pull. So you've got that one tied there and you've got this one tied here. Now because it's a new piece of paracord, I probably could have done that better, but whatever. And I'm just going to melt this end just a touch more to give it a bit more of a bobbly end. It does help keep it on there. Something like that. Yes, perfect. And pull, pull, pull. Gosh, that was hot. Warned you. I'm going to pull that through there. I'm going to pull, pull, pull. Eek. Okay. Now, through the science and perfection that is Adam Winrich, if you now pull that, they both lock together, and a heavy-handed brute like me can't pull them apart. And you've now got a new fall on your nylon whip. Oh, whippy, throughout the bells, etc. That's obviously a bit too long for this length whip, to my mind, and I need to trim it off about there. Seal the end off. Give yourself a bit of a bobble on the end because you can tie a cracker on this one. Okay. Now with a bit of practice and with there's that Dyneema one, slightly thicker one I've made for it. Twisted Dyneema cracker. Just open up the fall. So you end up with a loop at the end. End of the fall. Snake. Ba 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 ba. Hungry rabbit. You get the idea. Rabbit hole. Snake across the front. Goes around the back. Sticks the head in the hole. You pull down on there and it locks it in place. There. Now, if you're going to be doing wraps and things of that sort, just be aware this is now a hard little knot. Okay, so if you're going to wrap this around somebody's hand, that's going to hurt. Around an arm with a pullover on, something of that sort, they're not going to notice so much. But yeah, just be aware now you've now got a fairly hard piece of nylon as a knot at the end of your whip, and it's going to hurt somebody if you attempt to do a wrap without some form of protection. But then you just extended the length of that whip and the life of that whip for as long as you like, and you can do that time and time again. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope that's been useful. My name's been Pete Gamble. Thank you very much.